welcome back to Nico Connection. I'm your host, William Kincaid, and today with me I have my very special guest, Peter Kincaid, who's also known as my dad. All right, so I just want to start out. You are the VP of Sales at Hybrid Software.
Correct.
In North America. Can you just explain more what that is?
Yeah, so Hybrid Software, we make software for the packaging industry. So anything you see on a grocery shelf, any label on a bottle, even now the labeling on things like vape oils and cannabis, all goes through our software before it goes to the printers. I'm in charge of all of the sales for North America, like you said, which consists of managing 6 other people, and basically I travel a ton and assist in selling our software with our street reps.
All right, when something isn't going as planned, like if sales are down or something like that, what do you do to change that?
First I panic, and then I get the troops together, try and encourage them. Sometimes I'll put in incentives so they can earn a little bit more money. There's many different methods we can use to try and get the guys, a little bit more active. Great examples during the pandemic. Everybody was working from home. We stopped traveling. We noticed our sales decline. And besides the pandemic, one of the main reasons why we were at a low level was because we weren't face-to-face with people. So as you know, last 9 weeks I've been on the road nonstop. That's been traveling with these reps, visiting customers, and trying to generate new business.
Mm-hmm. So as you mentioned, travel is pretty important in your business. How does that kind of affect you?
How do travels affect me?
Yeah.
Well, it's a constant juggling act of making sure you spend enough family time as well as taking care of your professional duties. So I try and limit my travel to only a few nights a week when I do travel. I try and stay in America as much as I can versus going overseas to Europe, which I've done a lot of in the past.
Yeah, and how often would you say you travel per week? Like, how often do you stay there, and how often do you hit the road again?
On a normal week, probably 2 nights in a hotel, so 3 days on the road. And most likely this year I'll be traveling 2 to 3 weeks a month.
All right, and how does that kind of affect your difference between working at home and staying with family and kind of being on the road?
I get a lot more professional stuff accomplished on the road because I don't have the distractions of the family.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot more family time accomplished when I'm at home because I can limit the distractions of work.
Yeah, and when you're on the road, what's the coolest place you would say you've been to?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question. There's been a lot of them. Italy would probably be the first one that I would go back to. Mm-hmm. Paris was interesting. There's been places in the United States. Right now I've hit all 49 states multiple times. I just need to get to Alaska to complete the 50. But yeah, there's been unique situations at every destination I've gone to. We're headquartered out of Belgium, so I've probably been there over 20 times, and every time I go there, you can walk into a bar that's older than any business or building in our country. So bars that have been in business for 1,000 years. I find history very interesting, especially with the architecture.
Mm-hmm. And would you say, on a general basis, do you like the majority of your travels?
No.
Yeah.
A lot of my travels are Midwest travels, which, Illinois is about as exciting in the Midwest as it gets.
Yeah.
So going to St. Louis or going down to, Tennessee or Ohio, it's not very exciting.
Yeah.
But it's part of the job.
I understand that. And obviously you travel a lot. What'd you kind of do to get yourself to there?
I started out in this industry about 17 years ago as a customer of the company that then became Hybrid Software. I became friends with my representative, who you've met, Sean Hampson, and I saw that he really enjoyed his job. He was able to get me a job on what we call the vendor side, the manufacturing side of the business. And I've worked my way up from the bottom. I got to my current position by leading the company in sales for 3 years in a row, and they rewarded me with a promotion.
Yeah, what were some of your biggest challenges that you had to face going through there?
Biggest challenges have been having 3 kids born while I was spending a lot of time on the road. Work challenges have always been relying on software developers in Belgium to make stuff work over here,
Yeah.
as well as, maintaining sales numbers to keep your job viable and keep me employed.
Yeah. And like obviously hybrid is kind of global if you have a North America sector. What is the biggest thing about managing your North American guys?
Different personalities, different skill sets. So I tended to be a more technical person with good people skills, so I blend well into a technical salesperson. We have some salespeople that barely know how to turn on a computer. So for them to sell software, they need assistance from a technical person. So it's just identifying the strengths and weaknesses of everybody that reports to me and trying to assist them, either myself or with other people on, my support team, so that they can get their job done efficiently. And then, one of the challenges is also that, you always have to put family life first, whether it's my family life or their family life. I can't demand too much of them on the road because that's taking away from their family life.
Yeah, and how do you differentiate yourself from either people who formerly had your job or people who are working under you almost?
I'm better. No, it's I have the unique ability to be technical and have a sales side to me. Unfortunately, that's just something that works for me, and it's very hard for me to find when looking to hire new people. I'm still trying to backfill my old position, and I just can't find somebody with that mix, which is what I'm shooting for. So, that's really it.
Yeah, and how big is your business or industry?
So this year we're targeting hybrid software to do $80 million in sales. That's about 150 people globally. Our industry, the packaging industry, is somewhere around $50 billion.
Wow.
So there's a lot of money to be spent on software. It's just a matter of getting in front of them and showing them that it's worth the money to purchase.
And were you guys kind of that business that was just off and going where you started and you guys kind of became as big as you are?
No, we started out in 2007 as a spin-off of a previous company. So at that point, we were kind of a startup. For me, it's interesting because I came from that previous company. We all had non-competes. So we were writing software that wasn't breaking that non-compete, just to essentially get us developing something until we could write the software we wanted to write.
Yeah.
So we had a company that was specializing in home automation, driving ceiling fans from your phone. In reality, it was really just a black ops company that was getting the people in place to form this new company that we wanted to be in the packaging industry.
Yeah, and how many people did you guys take on from that old company?
That I don't know. I would guess probably over the years it's been close to 50 people.
Okay, so about a third of your people?
Yep.
Yeah.
Most of the development team, which is really the core. You need the good developers, and they were the best. So we gave them better opportunity.
Yeah, and how'd you give them better opportunity?
Multiple ways. We made it a better work experience, which is probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
And then we also, through compensation, we knew what they were making at the previous company.
Yeah.
We knew we could offer them a little bit more. We even gave some of them small pieces of ownership in the company.
And have you had any influence in any of that?
To a certain extent. I've known my Belgium colleagues for a long time now, so they do value my opinion. They will run names by me and ask me if I think they're a good fit. One of the things that we strive to do is make sure that the people we hire fit our company's DNA, which is listening to our customer first and executing based on their wishes and requirements.
All right, if you had one piece of advice to anybody looking to join this sector or do anything with printing, what would it be?
From the sales standpoint?
Sure.
One thing I see right now as the younger generations are coming into the workforce is that they rely on technology, as we all do. What I can truly say is technology is wonderful for going out and getting information, and it's also useful for communication, but at the end of the day, human contact, face-to-face contact, looking somebody in the eyes is still appreciated when it comes into a sales cycle.
And is that is that what makes you different from the others?
No, a lot of people do that, but it's what makes my generation maybe different than the younger generation. Not everything can be accomplished through social media.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is all the time we have here at NACO Connection. I'm Wayne Kincaid. This is my guest, Peter Kincaid. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.